It's stop.
Welcome to the Man of Thoughts. Hopefully, my voice is loud enough.
You should be.
It can be here. The mic can be here,
And to what?
for sure.
Okay.
Welcome to the Man of Thoughts. Joining me live is my beautiful wife. We have tried making videos today, but it's either the rain or the children. One of them would either disturb. So we say, let us try again and see if we can make a discussion out of it. Part of this particular episode is just to talk on dating phase and how we experience ours and how other people can experience theirs and walk their way through in dating, from dating to marriage, and how they can sustain. Now, do not get me wrong, or do not get us wrong, that we are trying to maybe push out a narration that we got it locked down. This is not celebrity talk. This is just about we speaking about our reality and how we make it work, and thinking that it will be possible for other people who are also willing to make their relationship work. Because in today's generation, a lot of people are having issues in dating. So if we can make ours work, then it's actually possible for others to make it work, right?
Yeah.
So there is a notion that most people have in today's generation, a lot of people who are into dating, which is the notion that the man has to have everything locked. That means he should have certain amount of money, he should have houses, he should have mansions. People like Saida Boj, who would say before you date anybody, the person needs to have like at least 5 million naira or give her 5 million before they talk to her. But ours work in a different way,
Very different.
because we are not looking at the monetary side. So how can do you think the union can work? But I would rather say, what, where were we living? Where was my house when you met me?
What was the standard I
What was
met
the
you?
standard at which you met me before we own anything in life?
That question is very it's funny, but I would need to answer that. I we met in Lekki, but he was living in a house built with plank, like all this Paco,
Wood,
yes,
wood.
wood. Let me call it like that. So, and they will also use trampoline, a very big trampoline to cover it because of rain. But it's also a wood house. There's no how you want to paint. It's not a blocked built house. And also that place is always flooded, like water. Before you get to his place, you'd have to, if you're not with all this
Rain
rain
boots.
boots, you put your leg in the water like that. Spirogyras. Most times you would have to back me when we are coming back. And I was saying, Miss, I can't enter this water, please take me out. And all of that. It will still help me through that place. And and here we are today, thank God. But that was how I met him actually, and that was the place he was staying at that time.
So maybe I will narrate it for people to be able to understand. When we're talking of the house that I was living then, it was made of wood and it was made with trampoline also to cover the wood. And it's just a very small house. Then I think I was paying 2,000 naira every month.
Every month.
That's what I use in paying for rent on that in that house.
When I started. Something is going on with this rain.
Something is going on with today. So the idea is, I remembered one of my house that they actually burnt.
Bah,
So
together with everything.
so how many hours did I stay when you met me?
If I could remember vividly, like 3 to 4. The
The
one at
first one at Bame,
Bame, then MTN.
the MTN. Okay, it's three.
It's three. It's three.
So three wood house. And that wood house was for how many years? As in before I changed, one of them, government broke that place because of the Egun and the Yoru and the
All those people,
indigenes of
Itedo, them
Tedo
fighting.
were fighting. So that was three building within how many period of years?
Is it, let's say within a year now, you were just changing.
As in two
Period.
years.
No, wait, 2016. Yeah, 2 years. because we left that place 2018. I could remember. Lekki.
So
We
it wasn't
satellite there.
because I was doing shaka. It's like there was no money. This not there was no money actually to
Oh.
get a house. To rent a house then was not the problem, but because of the distance,
To
if
your
we had
workplace,
to,
yes.
yes, if I had to rent house, I would have to stay in a very far place. And that also bring me back to there was even a time I was living inside my own shop. I stayed there. Though before I met you, I've stayed inside the shop for almost 2 years. That even reminds me that I've been in Lekki. That was almost 2013 or
So you are
2014,
just 2014, you told
2014,
me.
2015, 2013, 2014. I've been there for a while. So we stayed there and they burnt my house. What was the experience like with the insult a lot of people give you as a lady, saying that why are you dating this guy
Someone who
that
could not
wasn't
afford the house
that
and all
cannot
of
afford
that.
a house?
Well, I felt bad, but that wasn't my own goal. So me, everything they were saying was like, okay, some of the time it will actually weigh me down, but I'll say no. I kept moving on. Like this person, you're just seeing the future. You're just seeing the current situation. You're not even looking at the future because my mom will tell me, "Ẹni tó bá forí tì dópin," like in Yoruba, like if you can push through, you get to where you are going to. You understand? So with this person, I see he has a vision. Even if things are not working currently, we'll get there. I just have that belief, and something kept pushing me like, okay, not, nothing gonna go talk. It can't affect me with this person. Even my auntie, like, she would call my other siblings, like, look at what this person is saying. This guy is living in a Paco house. She would stress go through that, not thinking of the risk of me going to where all this ego and all
Where they
this
do all these
talk,
rituals and
like,
talks.
okay, not even scared of them chasing me and all of that. So but I kept going. Actually, like, things will work out fine. You should just keep calm. Things will work out. So I just had that belief inside of me that no, this person is not what you people are saying him to be. He's consistent. He has a plan. And anytime we are talking, most of the time, he's always putting me first. Like anytime he's saying, when you want to do this, he needs us to. So I think I was just going along with that. I think that was what I wanted. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. So consistency was part of it. Let me even
Mm-hmm.
bring this light stuff. So I make it a little bit. Consistency was part of the things you were seeing.
Yes, ma'am. Because in your business, you're always consistent in whatever you do. When you say you are going to be here by 5, you are there. When you say so, I was looking at those things. And the talks were much then. You know now some of it will just
But you never told me then that they
if I was thinking
sometimes you feel bad
uh,
when they say this guy is living in a place that is not cool. Naturally, if you see people, you cannot advise someone else's daughter to go to that particular environment at that time. So it's not like it's an advice
it's
like,
not
oh,
yeah, those advices were not as if
they hated
they
you.
hated me. No, 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 no. They were
It
just
was out
looking
of
out
love.
for me, yes. Like I came to stay with them and I'm going to a place that they are saying that is not right. Actually, they are not wrong by thinking that way. They were never wrong. But me, I was maybe the love I had for you was never making me listen to anything.
Yeah. But some people would say this again. They will say, "Oh, it's because it worked for you guys, and you guys are able to
Yeah.
have house now. That's why
That's why
you're
you are saying
saying
all
what
of
you're
this.
saying." But
Hmm.
you were using the eyes of, even if it did not work
Work.
that much, in a sense, like he
Yes.
has everything I
Everything.
desire,
But is this the person I want
but
to be
the
with?
attributes that this person is actually showing was just a signal to say that maybe if you're with him,
Mm-hmm. It
things would
would
kind
work
of
out.
make sense
Yes.
later, right?
Yes, that's it. You
Yeah.
said it. I wanted to explain that, but you said it.
So when we moved away from those places, the last thing that happened was something happened during after I lost my mom and
Oh.
lost the shop
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and then we moved. So then I moved to
Satellite.
Satellite Town. So the other house, within a year we rented how many houses?
3. Rented one at what's it called? I've forgotten that street.
I've even
But we
forgotten the
rented we
sign.
rented three. I
Yeah.
know zone 2 and
Your leg is shaking the
sorry
camera.
and that express road. Now that's Mama's house, but
Mm-hmm.
I could not remember that
The first
the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
That Baba's house that is very
So we lived in all those
mm,
places, in a sense.
yes.
Now, then later we had our first son. What's kind of the thing I was actually looking at is during that time while we were dating, there were a lot of obstacles in a sense. And I kept saying something like, I have a vision and I think this is the plans I have. Something funny is what I want to say. Before we even had a child, I was saying, I was already calling the name of my first child.
Kola.
And yes, Kolade. And I was saying that before I have my first child, I would have my own house. Even despite the fact that I don't see, there's nothing possible to make it come true. But I just said,
And
this
you
is,
believe that it was a son, that it's his son I'm
and I
giving birth
believe,
to.
yes, I believe I was going to have a son
That was funny.
and all of that. So, in what way, what have you been doing? How have you been able to sustain this idea of being a mother at this junction? Because I think some ladies today, they are afraid. Number one, maybe we'll just add it up in this way. Most ladies are like, if I want to date somebody, I want to date somebody who actually has money, who has all the resources. People are kind of impatient. Do you think it is part of the being impatient that is making most men decide not to want to stick to a lady? Or do you think that in today's world you would tell a woman that what are the signs you would look at a lady and you say, okay, there's a chance that this guy might do well in life?
Firstly, I think when you're with a guy and the guy is always putting you first in whatever you're saying, and as in whenever he's planning his future, he's always attaching you to it or calling you for ideas to bring you in the topic. He's
That's a
actually
sign that he's
that
thinking about
yes,
you.
that's a sign that he's thinking about you. Anytime he's talking and he's bringing you in, okay, he wants to hear from you. He wants to let us do things like this. It's part of it. That's a sign. And for that other question, that impatient, can it be one of the reason for a guy to want to stay with you or what
For a
not?
lady to want to stay with, maybe they are being impatient. That's the reason why there's a lot of
No,
breakups today. Like,
it's part of it now, because most men, they are trying to put something through, and you as a lady, you are not even getting the picture that okay, maybe he's doing this thing for us, and you are already like, I don't have money today, but I want to collect one particular money from someone, as in the guy is explaining to the lady, you not even let him land, and you already, me, I need that money and all of that. Those kind of things will not make the guy push through. It will only drain his energy. For some time, me and my husband, even when we got to this particular place, we never expected things to be like this. It was so tough and everything, but I was giving him that um calmness. Okay, I was not frustrating him. I'm not saying that I'm best on that part, but I think that was what made his brain calm, because he's a very temperamental person. Imagine me now giving him heat. I don't think we'll be together. You understand? So the thing is, you should know your man, know his kind of temperament, know what he can accept. Don't give heat to heat. It would destroy the marriage, or if he's dating, so it will destroy it. So ladies need to be patient when it comes to anything monetary aspect or providing for needs. You need
to chill off.
to chill, because it's really not
To
easy.
chill off. Do you think it's part of? Do you think you will say that the problem is economy or the problem is actually being impatient? Because now a lot of people are finding it difficult. Do you think economy plays factor in relationship, or do you think most women today they are not willing to support their man in a sense like they don't want to work? Because I think if somebody is working actually, you would know how difficult it is to make money, right? So if you know how difficult it is to make money, then you would be sure that this guy who is possibly doing whatever he needs to do to also get money to support, that means things might not be working. Do you think it's basically because most women are not thinking to support their husband today, or their boyfriend while they are dating, or they just think that the man is supposed to give them everything they want?
Let me say this. You know, most people now they are always on internet, social media. Like you are dating somebody before you see a picture or a video of somebody else on internet saying my man must give me money. It's my man that must provide for my. If a man is not giving me, then you want to put that same measure to your own guy. It can cause a lot of things. So, to me, even if the economy is bad, even if the economy is so poor that okay oh, things are not working fine, if you can support your man, things will work fine. There is no how. But if you're expecting that same person to go out all the time to bring, I'm saying this from my own experience actually. It's not maybe I'm saying what you should do when I'm not doing that same thing.
Mm.
If economy currently, everybody knows how Nigeria is today, things are fluctuating and I'm doing business. So I should now say, see, babe, today I went to the market. You gave me 20,000 naira to get things. I could not get it because the best thing is for me to add, if it's the 5,000 naira as a wife, or let me see, yes, as a wife, to that money to get that stuff. In as much as we are family and we want the best for each other, I don't need to rant about that because the economy is bad. My husband knows the economy is bad, but he wasn't expecting the things should be expensive like that. For me, I'd rather add money and come and say, see, you're owing me 5,000. I added 5,000 to that money you gave me. It wasn't enough, even if you would not give me, but I would do that first. So that's what I think most ladies should do, and I think some of them are doing that. But most people are always looking at the internet, want to compare Taye's relationship to Kehinde's own, and it can't work like that. It only cause issues among them because the husband of Taye is different from the husband of Kehinde. Mm-hmm.
So people should know that if they make a decision to like somebody, they must be willing to
To
work
work in hand with
some
the
things
person,
with the person.
support the person in the little way they can. It's not as if they should be perfect in every way. Also, if they don't have to do, there's a way they can put it to the table. Not like every time they will rant. No, 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 doesn't work like that.
Then, on this aspect of after our marriage, I think since we are married, I can say it's for my own self. Oh, I've never report you to your family, even if we have disputes, even if we disagree on few things. I never for once called any of your family to tell them, hello, she offend me or help me speak to her or something like that. You, on the other hand, you have not called anyone except the one that you know that is very close to me, and you just tell her, help me talk to him. That's mostly what you say. So the question is like, why did you also decide that you are not going to we are not going to, like, just speak from your own perspective. What make you think you are not going to be reporting whenever we have issues in our relationship, that you want to report to anyone?
Hmm. Well. Maybe if my mom was alive, actually, maybe I would have been open up, like always tell her things about my marriage. Maybe I can't really say, but me, I just felt like I can sort this. Like God would help us. God would help us. It's not a very serious issue that we need to start. And I'm thinking I don't want anybody to say, we told her then that the guy is stubborn. We told her, so she did not listen. All those kind of things. I don't want it to bring any issue again in my family.
Do you
Or
do you think it's because you don't want to tell, or it's because something have not happened that will make you call them to tell them?
seriously, a lot has happened that I should have called them. You know that a lot, but and well, to God be the glory. It was not something beyond. God took all the glory. You understand? It's not. I don't know.
Do
The
you
only person I call, which is my sister-in-law, to just brief her on some things, and she'll just talk to me because I love her so much. So anything she says to me, I'll just keep calm, and she would call him too.
do you think there's a possibility that we'll still be together if we're reporting ourselves? Or Do you think it's just like we just decide not to
I
bring
don't,
in any
I was not
third picture?
thinking, of it, but I just felt like I don't want to bring in people to start coming like, is he still doing the same thing, or all those kind of talk. I don't know. I think I had the experience of, if families are always coming in, then maybe the day you really want them to intervene, you say, hey, don't they call again, like all those. If it's not okay, then leave there. There are some things going on, like, if don't die of depression, don't die in a man, if the man is not doing all of that. In our own place, they might say, bring your load. If im body don come down, I don't want all those kind of, I just feel me and my husband will push through, like we've been doing when we were dating.
Hmm.
So I was, and I have a child here. Will I keep leaving the house, taking my child everywhere, or calling people? They have their own problems too. They need to they need to settle. So I just felt we can settle everything. That's how we've been doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So why didn't you call, or why are you not reporting me? Say yours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My own is very simple. I don't report because I don't talk to people.
Introvert.
Anybody. I rarely talk to people. Then on the other hand, why do I need the advice of people about relationship between me and another person when I know that I can? The brain is there to think. There are other people who have experienced life beyond us, who have been married, who are successfully married, and some people who have not been successfully married. And we can look at the traces of what are the mistakes. Most times I think that even when people mean well in your relationship, sometimes they will give you advice that would destroy your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as if telling them is because they hate you. Just like, for example, when I was living in that wood house and your auntie was saying, why would you be dating this kind of person who cannot even afford a big house or a presentable house? Why would you be dating such person? It's coming out of love.
Yeah,
It wasn't because she
she
hated
hated
you.
me at all.
Yeah, or she, yes, in my own part,
You
it's
saw
like you are
it
not
like,
even worthy to be with our daughter. But on the other hand, someone have to look at it from the angle like if somebody give you their own opinion at some point, you may want to buy into their idea and their idea might be destructive. But if you know the journey between
me
you
and
and
this
that
person.
particular person, how the person thinks, how the person works, if you decide not to spread it to the world, because public opinion is what destroy a lot of
Yeah,
marriage.
yes, yes,
It's not
yes.
as if people cannot date. Some people will report to their friends and their friends will give them bad advice.
Yeah.
Some of them will report to their family will give them bad advice. Sometimes it might be, the reason is this: they would not know what really happened.
Happen. Yes,
They
it's
would
only the
only hear the
explanation.
story
Yes,
of
of
one
one
person.
person, and they will judge and say, "See, just leave him or just leave her."
But with
So
that, all that being said, I think my own part is like I'm just introverted, and I think whatever I can't control is bigger than me. Then that means I'm not supposed to carry such a load. So that's the reason why I don't talk. Any question you have for me?
but I want to say something. But most times, don't you think, if other people intervene, like not many people, like now, I have a father, hmm, and maybe something happened among the two of us, and I want him to intervene. Would you listen, or would you give him audience to say something, or your auntie, like now, if I report you to your auntie that, okay, see what your brother is doing, would you listen for them to change something in our relationship?
I think everybody talk, and most people talk because some things work for them. Most people talk, things did not work up for them, but they want to tell you how to live your life. One thing about social media today is everybody wants to advise you when it's not working for them, but they want to appear to be wise. So the best thing I think I would do is to listen to whatever anybody is saying, but there's a
Make your decision.
I will hear you, but I would not listen, in a sense that I know where I am in the relationship. I know what I want in the relationship, and some advice might be useful,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to look at it at the long run. Then you ask yourself this question: People coming into your relationship looks like drugs in one
When you're
way.
addicted, like
When you
yes.
take it, when you tell them and they are able to fix one, and their intentions is right, might be good. They help you fix the first issues you have in relationship. Then next time you have issues, then you call them again, they fix it. Before you know, now you always need them.
Them
And
addicted to
some
it.
point in some then you are now addicted to reporting your spouse in relationship. Then at some point they might not be in a good space in their life. So when you come and give them advice, they will tell you something according to the situation of their own life at that junction. And if
Hmm.
it is negative,
Then
then you will bring in that negativity, and it's worsen the situations
that,
in
that could have
marriage.
been settled amicably. Then to just okay.
It's more easier when two people fight. Let's just say in relationship, two people have arguments. Now we are not talking of going violent too, but when two people have argument, just say me and you, we are fighting right now, and we are both good at fighting. The worst that will happen is if our decision and we know that we are held accountable, nobody have to murder anybody or kill anybody or injure anybody. The right thing we need to do is to come to a junction where we become tired of the fight,
Mhm.
and out of it we find a way to make it work. But when you meet with other people and they talk to you about how to survive in your relationship, this is what most people will advise: how you can survive in that relationship and how you can survive outside the relationship. Now they have given you alternative, that the relationship is not a must for you to
To
fix.
fix, you cannot.
It is
As
now
well
something
go.
that there's now another alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely when you have the next altercation with that person, you are going to be looking at
Out.
rather taking that alternative that you
Yes,
have not
yes,
tested,
yes,
because
yes.
when they will paint the alternative for you,
To
they
look
will
so
paint the
cool and
alternative to be very cool,
very cool.
and that will be more difficult when you guys are having issues. Just like someone saying that if you go to Ghana, their light is 247, electricity, their food is so sweet,
Their
the
road is so
salary
good,
is
everything.
much, you're not going to stress yourself and all of that. You don't know because you are in Nigeria
Mm-hmm.
here. But the moment you step out and you go to Ghana, then when you start seeing the challenges there, it might be difficult for you to come back to the same business you are doing here in Nigeria, because you thought going to Ghana things would
Things will
change
change.
and things will be better for you. So sometimes they say ignorance is bliss. What you don't know might be good for you sometimes. So that's how I see it.
Okay.
So now the other one is, during the time we had our first child, which is Kolade.
Colade.
See, the first time we have our first child, um, I wasn't that cool.
Oh.
I wasn't cool in a sense that I wasn't very supportive. But then you were still very patient. The second child now, I've already changed. I
A
think
lot.
yes, I've already changed, and kind of tell people that it is a woman that makes relationship actually work, because I didn't know how difficult things were for you raising a child. And this is one thing I think most men don't know, that to raise a child, it is very difficult. That's when we are talking about when that child is just growing.
Growing up.
During the first 1 year, 2 years, it's very difficult. Like the woman need more emotional support, in a sense that, okay, to be quiet. So how do you, let's just put it this way, how were you able to be patient during all those time? When you speak and I hear baby crying, even till now, if children are crying, I don't like it. I just want to walk away or go far. But the difference is now I can carry the baby, play with the baby, and how were you
I
able to
don't.
survive those time before I had my own knowledge and I was able to rectify some things?
Seriously, I don't understand though. But it was just God. Because then it was tough. Ah, babe. Don't let me remember. It was frustrating. Like, I just gave birth, and my husband would rather stay one, like, he would rather sleep on the floor rather than sleep on the bed. It's like, especially when the baby is crying. Please, can you take this baby to the next room? And I'll be like, God, please give me the strength. I can't like I don't know if the love disappeared, or he was not prepared, or he doesn't understand any. I was confused. Everything used to ring in my head like, what's going on? What am I going to do?
I think most men go into marriage thinking they are prepared until they get into the
And that
marriage
was
and
what
they
happened to
realize they are not
you.
prepared. The same thing happened to women, oh, but it's
But
just that women carry more of the burden
yes, so I don't
once
know.
children is involved.
But I don't know how I survived it. Just the grace of God, because I can't explain anything. Because if I looked at that
Do you
thing,
think it's because of your traditional
my upbringing,
your upbringing?
that one is also part of it. Because my aunties, even my mom, when she gave birth to my sister, my little sister, so she's always committed to her regardless. Even if the girl is that little Elizabeth, even if she's disturbing, she's still trying her best that, okay, bring her, let me attend to her. Even if I would assist in some ways, but she's always dedicated to her child regardless of anybody's support. But that same thing, it happened, but it was really painful to me then, like, this is my husband now. I was expecting that he should do more, like, okay, help me carry, but it wasn't. Oh, it was not. It was not cool then, I would not lie. It was not. This second child is really enjoying, I would not lie. Temitope.
When did you think the changes started coming in?
For
For me being aware of the children and participate
just
more.
just when I gave birth to this girl, babe, you can't lie on that
When
part.
Kolade was 3 years old, I wasn't playing with him.
Play, and that it was grown up already. Now that one, now you can communicate with him.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm saying, when you really, I'm surprised you could
Handle.
undo this now. When Kolade was one month, he was two. You were not. You know what I'm saying,
So in a
actually.
nutshell, terrible fathers can can become good fathers
Yes.
if the woman is
If you are very,
consistent.
yes, if you are concerned, you are not judging them based on that. You need to understand the fact that he's not used to it. When it's not, if he has given birth to one child outside before, or he has experience of that, you can't blame them. You need to understand that fact too, that it's not easy. The only reason why it was easy for me is that is the person I'm seeing, like my baby is like an egg to me. Then I'm like, oh God, thank you, I'm always happy. It's not as if he's not happy, but he could not just comprehend that a child will just cry in the middle like, and it's always disturbing. So I understand that fact for him, so I'm not judging him based on that too, but it was terrible then.
Mm.
Hmm. Yes.
Maybe they should bring her. Let her
Should I
join.
go and carry? No, she wants to sleep.
She
So
wants to
if I
sleep.
yes,
Uh,
so if I want to, I would want to attend to her. So
since I turn off chat today, people will not be able to. That's the reason why you might not see numbers showing
mm,
and none of that
yeah,
because
I
they will
thank
not be
God.
able to chat.
I mean, I'm perfect. You start,
Then you are good.
and I'm very good. It's
So
okay.
what would be one of your advice for those who are still dating and are looking up to get married compared to what is actually going on in dating scene that a lot of people are just like, oh, we have to be. There's this thing I used to say about partnership.
What?
I always say something about partnership that okay, for me, I see it as marriage, and people kind of we have roles to play, but sometimes we have to switch off the roles. In a sense, like okay, when I was living in Paco house during that time, in that wood house, I don't always allow you to help me wash my clothes,
Even you most time cook, say.
even I'm the one cooking. And then I told you at some point, I said a time will come,
You'll be the one to do
you'll
all
be the
these
one to
things.
do all those things. Then after I realized that after we have children and we have people who always come to do your laundries and the rest of it, I still felt like okay, let me hold on to my own laundry.
Yeah.
So how did you see that part playing? Because most men in today's generation, they'll be like, a man should not wash his own clothes or should not do anything in the home. The woman is supposed to do everything. What's your view on it?
Like, well. We said we need to be supportive
Hmm.
to each other. Yeah, what you're doing is not as if I compulsory it like, babe, you're the one, you must always wash your clothes. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not say that. Even most times, now if I want the laundry woman to do it, you say no,
Mm-hmm.
you want to do it yourself. So I just felt you're just trying to ease me of maybe stress,
Mm.
or maybe you don't want the woman to charge high or something. You just feel like, okay, let me just support my wife in this other way. But that cooking house, you're no more cooking. No. So don't forget.
I still cook indomie.
Just Indomie that day that your
I
daughter
still
was
cook rice
disturbing.
sometimes now.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
but it's not a bad thing for a husband to support his wife in
Do you
doing some
even know?
certain
Do
things.
you know during there were times you were the one doing everything,
Ah,
the
when
washing and
yes,
every single thing.
yes,
I
now
think at the end of the day, most people can change, but if we did not fight them,
force them.
force them for that change. And today, most of the women, what they are getting wrong is that, okay, you want a man who will be supportive, who can also do house things to support you in one way or the other. Men can see some of these things and they know it's difficult. You understand? They know some of these things are difficult to do. But when they see that every single time you are nagging, it looks like you want to box them, to chain them, because they also they came from different
Background,
background,
yes.
and maybe in their homes men don't wash clothes, men don't do all those kind of stuff. But I think if they see you going through some things and you are like, this thing I'm doing is difficult, it is easy to change the heart of that man one way or the other, rather than just saying that,
Babe,
why are you
can't
not
you,
supporting me?
yes,
And when you are
can't you
nagging,
do this? You see, no, you can't change, not even like my husband. You can't change, you rather do all that work yourself. It's not as if he's bad in that aspect. It's that he doesn't like you forcing him to do something. He doesn't like
and I
that.
think most men are also in that category, who always hate being forced. But
Yeah,
most women think that just because he's
that
stubborn at this moment, that's how he's
is,
always going to be stubborn.
yes. Even for me, I'm saying this because now things are have actually changed, you understand? Because then, so I'll be like, hey, can this person change? Will this person change? So it's like when we were dating, you said you wash your clothes, you cook. I'll be like, this guy, if he marries me now, he will not cook again. He will not wash clothes. So when we actually got married, I was now taking my responsibility of washing your clothes and all of that. But all of a sudden, you stopped it. You said I should not wash it again because of the stress I was going through. And I was happy. I wouldn't lie. I was very happy because the stress
Even
was
now, even
not.
now that you have people who does your laundry.
Even now I have people who does. I told you,
Hmm.
don't wash. You said no. I know there will be a time again you will not even wash because I will not let you
Yeah,
do that. You know that.
yeah.
So that, most ladies, they just need to understand their partner. All these issues going on. Me and my husband, we used to have issues. We still had one yesterday. We will have issues. You
Okay,
understand?
okay, I now remember.
Yes, we had one issue yesterday. But see, you just need to, I don't know, you need to understand the person you are with.
Yeah.
Even you just need to understand. You can't compare anybody's marriage to your
Do
own.
you think it's just understanding, or with patience for people to dissolve? Because at the end of the day, most women are the ones who later lead the relationship. But in the beginning, it is the man that wants it one way, so he wants to feel like. But when he feels like, okay, he's not being threatened in the relationship, and the woman still respects him regardless, then he begins to see the woman like, why is she's doing this and she's doing this? Is there a way I can support? Some men will get to that particular position, but most ladies, they really don't understand that they are the one that kind of hold the key to marriage, in
if
a sense.
if not that is happening to me, or with the way I've done something, even people in my estate here, they'll be like, this lady, you're a strong woman. Oh, many things has happened that they know. They'll be like, this will call me. They will call me by my son's name, Mommy Manuel. You're a strong woman. This will call Mommy Manuel. You're a strong. So I was like, what am I doing? Because they know my husband. Like, for a lady to stay with this man, no, and never. They don't even know his previous character. Just because he's calm now, not very calm. So when he does something, you say she be he's calm. No, he's not very calm. But I never expected him to be this calm to a certain level. Not as if I'm telling you to try him now. So a lady needs to, we are very fragile. And let me, apart from talking about the ladies now, men too needs to understand something. When a lady is being fragile, or she's always respectful, men should not take advantage. Because most men, if you're talking about ladies are not patient, most men too like taking advantage of patient people. Are you getting me? Most
I'm
men,
listening.
yes, most men like taking advantage of patient ladies. So
Do you
the fact,
think they are taking advantage of patient people, or they are reacting because the lady is not respectful? I know it's not for general,
is not.
because one of the key points is this: the moment there is no respect in relationship, most men really want to go out of that
Yes,
place.
there must be respect. That one is a key for every woman, even not to your husband alone. You must be respectful.
Because some people cannot separate that word
Okay.
submissive. They don't understand the word submissive.
There's difference between submissive, respectful, and obedience.
Mm.
If your husband is telling you, it's not about money. Your husband don't need to have the whole world for you to respect him. Your husband don't need the whole world. Or people should, your husband, you don't need to also respect your husband only where people are there, even inside the house with your children. It is what your children see that you do for their father. That's what they would also want to try to somebody else. So it's not about you respecting your husband outside alone, or when you're outside you see his face. You behave like the angel. When you get inside, you carry the pot, you almost turn everything upside down because he does one thing and the other. So we need to understand that part too. So ladies, be respectful. So for those that really want a perfect relationship,
Perfect.
let me know. Okay, no, not really perfect, because
Is
not
the
perfect.
relationship perfect?
It's not perfect though.
You
It's
just.
not. We are still going. No, 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 no. We are still going on.
Mm,
It's not perfect. There are many things. We have not gotten to quarter
mm-hmm,
stage of our life. So it's not. If you just want, let me put it this way: if you want your relationship to work out, because we keep knowing each other every day, every single day, we keep learning new things. That's why we've been together now for 8 years. Hmm.
mm.
We are learning new things every day. Most of before now, if we had any argument, I will not come inside the room. I will stay in my children's room, or when it wakes us in the morning, we just go out. But now, let me not lie, like 5 hours everybody might be silent, but before that night, so we are getting to know each other more. Maybe later in the years again, the argument might not be more than 2 hours or one, we don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
but if you want your relationship to be at least to a certain level, to be good or cool with you guys to a certain level, you need to respect the husband's or your boyfriend's decision. You guys need to work hand in hand, not I want this way, you two, you are going that way. And sometimes the argument might come up, yes, it might, but you need to understand that if this guy is bringing me into the picture, he really wants the best for me, you have to respect his decision.
Yes.
You have to.
If he's bringing, that's the key point.
Yes.
If you see that the person is bringing you into the picture of whatever they are doing, it simply means they want the best for you, and
Mm-hmm.
you most likely might not see it at that
At
point
that point.
because you think there's another alternative.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, there was something that I realized, that you have to believe in the vision of the man.
Yes.
Let him. When during that time I will say, I'm leaving from here, I want to go to this so place. But at the end of the day, you find a way to join me in the journey, even if it's not cool. But at the end of the day, we see things
Ah,
turn out in positive ways,
like when we came here.
like when we came here too. So maybe sometimes we will touch on the estate, touch on many things, touch on other experiences, business, and the rest of it.
Okay.
This girl, it needs your attention.
Attention, and I
So see
can't keep
you
calm.
in the next video.
Adios,
Adios, amigos.
amigos.
Bye bye.
Cute. The